Or no, we're not. Thank you. Appreciate it. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. My name is Doug Brunke. I am the founder and CEO of Global Chamber, and somehow they let me facilitate these conversations because it's a joy for me to learn more about each one of our members. Each of you are members of Global Chamber. Our daily activities are focused in on better understanding and documenting what each of you are looking for, not only reacting to what you might need, like, hey, I'm going to Slovakia next week. Can you help? That's fine. We love to do that. And in fact, when a member did that recently, we were able to make two really outstanding connections for future either executive directors or global advisors for Slovakia through that relationship. So that was great. Hopefully for everybody. I haven't gotten his feedback yet. Or more proactively, and what the purpose of this meeting is mainly for you to let us know who are your best clients. Who are you looking for? Who are you looking to meet? It could be more generally like region and segment, and they have this problem and company size, and here are some other dynamics of who is a good client for me. Or it could be very specific. I want to meet this person or that person. And as specific as you can be is better, because if you say something like, I want to meet small business owners, that's too big. I don't know what that means. We don't know how to help you. And it's not just us at headquarters that are on this call, but also other members. And so they need more information. I saw Bill Edwards in the meeting, and whenever Bill is in the call, he always goes first. He has more experience than probably all of us combined, 50 years of global business experience. He's amazing. If you're not reading his biweekly news about what's going on in the world, you should, and be on that distribution for sure. Bill, you're based in Southern California, working globally. You are an expert in every market segment, and particularly you are the international franchise person to go to around the world. Who would you like to meet? How can we help?
Well, thanks for that introduction, Doug. I'm ancient, so that's why I know a lot of things, but truly ancient. I always love to come on this to see what's going on in the world, and having lived in 7 countries and worked in over 50, I can tell you there's no other organization like this in the world. It's amazing that we brought everybody together. I'm not really looking for new business right now. We're fully booked, but I am looking for subscribers to our newsletter. Some of you may already be subscribers to our biweekly Global Business Update newsletter. It's free. It's been published since March of 2020. Why 2020? Because at that point in time, we could no longer fly to other countries. So our clients said, what's going on in the countries? And we started using reputable resources and our people on the ground to produce it. And next Tuesday, Doug, will be the 120th edition.
Wow.
I didn't realize it was going to turn into this. We've got about 4,500 subscribers, and we're looking for more. Again, it's free. I'll put a link to signing up inside the chat. And that's about it for me. I just really appreciate being part of Global Chamber. It's amazing.
You are amazing. And by the way, for Southern California, you may have seen the back and forth, but it looks like the boat trip at the Port of LA will be in January. So fingers crossed we'll be able to time that while you're in town on a day that hopefully is sunny, and we'll see who wins the World Series by then, and we'll either be toasting the Yankees or the Dodgers. Being from New York and living mostly in LA, it's a little bit of a conundrum for me. However, I'm a Yankee fan from way back, so go Yanks. Do you care about baseball?
Yes, but I'm an Angels fan. I'm not a Dodgers fan.
I'm so sorry for you. Thank you. Thank you for letting us know. We have a lot of people in the room today, so we're just going to keep moving around the room. So what I would suggest is if you have a burning issue or there's something you want to ask someone, unmute yourself and ask quickly, and then we'll be able to hopefully manage through that. But it needs to be very quick. The other thing is ideally probably communicate in the chat area. There's several ways that you can connect up to these folks here today. One is directly or generally make comments in the chat area. And then after this call, sometime today, you'll see a LinkedIn post with everybody hyperlinked, at least, hopefully hyperlinked. So thank you, Bill, for all that you do. Let's go to Mona, because Mona, you've been on my mind. I know I owe you something. You are based in Florida, and I will definitely get back to you. I think I've forwarded to myself the email of Doug, send Mona this information. So should probably arrive this weekend. Who would you like to meet and how can we help?
Morning, Doug. You owe me a lot. I'm just joking. Who would I like to meet? I'm going through a transition right at this moment where I'm adding my studies in university, which is international relations, political analysis, to my current services, which is cross-cultural communication, negotiation, and helping specifically women expand their reach and excel across cultures. Again, I am transitioning into a few things or adding new services. Consulting, training, and coaching are my services right now. Beside that, I run a real estate business which focuses on foreign nationals, bringing them here to the state of Florida, and also helping other people focusing on moving out of the United States, as we have a group of people willing to help them throughout the world. But again, my business for the consulting, coaching, training on cross-culture and international affairs, geopolitics, and whatever that can help a business position itself in the right direction in certain markets. I am my focus in my grad studies were the United States policy towards Russia, Middle East, and North Africa, but I'm well versed in other areas of the world as well.
Okay, so you're looking for probably like a business executive
Yeah.
who is thinking about strategic geopolitical or expansion into the US or from the US outbound.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so have you talked to Bill at all about that? Because Bill does a lot of that as well. Is there some synergy there between the two of you?
Bill. I haven't met Bill before.
Oh, okay. Well,
Oh, Bill, hi.
Bill Edwards with his biweekly newsletter, I think certainly will be interesting for you, but there may be some things that make more sense for you to handle that he has in his, because he's full.
Okay, excellent. All right, Bill, I'll reach out to you.
Yeah, and plus you'll have the country covered. You in the southern part in the southeast, and him in the southwest in California. So,
okay, thank you.
Let's continue to go around the room. Thank you, Mona. We have a new member, there's several, I think, that overnight joined, but Micah, Josie, George. Do you prefer Micah or Josie, or what would you like us to call you? I've been calling you Micah, probably wrongly.
Micah is fine.
Okay. Well, you say you have Josie, so maybe we better call you. So I'm already confused everybody. So sorry about that. I was very impressed by learning more about your business, and thank you for joining Global Chamber. I know you're new to this, but could you let everybody know who is an ideal client for you, and a little bit about the business as well?
I'm a life coach. My niche is support to businesses. So I have a spiritual approach. That is why my ideal client is a faith-based business owner who has a project of development, of business development in North America. So this means a business owner that would need a business plan. So we would work on the developing, solidify the soft skills to eventually build the business plan.
Where are you based? I have both Chicago and Montreal listed for you. So where are you actually?
I'm in Montreal right now.
In Montreal. Okay.
Yes.
But are you mainly working with inbound entrepreneurs coming into North America, either the US or Canada
Yes,
primarily?
yes, inbound, yeah.
And from any particular countries are ideal for you?
Yes, inbound from around the world, as long as they're coming in North America.
Okay. Very good. Are there particular types of any business types that are particularly good for you? Retail or agriculture or technology or any others?
Retail and what's related to well-being is I'm most familiar with that.
Okay,
But
very
since
good.
it's to work on your soft skills and the business plan, maybe
What,
I can open myself, but I can tell I'm most comfortable with retail and well-being.
very good. Thank you for sharing. What's the name of your company?
Red Chaperone
Red
Coaching.
Chaperone Coaching.
That's the
Very
name
good.
in the US, registered in US. And in Canada, I wasn't able to put the same name exactly. It's Chaperon Rouge. It's in French.
Fantastic. Are you from Montreal originally?
Yes.
Fantastic. So you speak English and French both?
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other languages?
I can communicate some Spanish because I
Oh,
learned
okay.
it for 3 years. I don't have a fluent oral Spanish, so I can read it better
Okay.
than
Very,
speak.
well, very good. Welcome to Red Chaperone and Josie George. And Micah is in the LinkedIn profile as well. And so we'll straighten through all of that as we welcome you and have some ideas for you. So thank you for sharing today and thank you for joining.
Thank you.
Let's go to the other side of Canada, and Rob Arthurs is always entertaining because he's got his hands in so many different fun things. Rob, what's the latest? Who would you like to meet? Is it whiskey? Have you gotten rid of that whiskey yet?
Well, Doug, we're in negotiations on the whiskey. So just so those who know, I got 240,000 liters of 1-year-old Canadian whiskey and another 6 million liters of new make whiskey right behind it. So we've had an offer from Qingdao, China to take our whiskey for the 1-year-old, and we're in negotiations. And I believe one of them came from the Global Chamber for India. So we're for an ongoing contract of using Canadian whiskey to combine with their Indian whiskey. So that's still percolating, and I'll make sure give you the details about that because that could be a success story that came out of the Global Chamber.
Is it percolating or fermenting or whatever or distilling?
It's still distilling, but
Okay.
we're doing a dance.
Okay.
The big thing I'm looking for today is I signed a contract with the government of Hungary to do North American, Canada and USA, but Canada first. We're bringing in, we're working with their entrepreneurs in called HABA, which is Hungarian, I can't remember, Business Association. And I'm looking to connect with my American counterparts that may be doing or interested in Hungary or the EU using Hungary as a stepping off point. They do have a HABA office in New York, and I've already been in touch with them, but they asked me if I have any connections to Hungary in the Pacific Northwest, in particular in the Seattle area. So I probably will have to engage Troy to see what maybe he may know. But if anybody has had any dealings with with Hungary, with entrepreneurs in Hungary, as we're working on putting together a inbound trade mission from Hungary and an outbound trade mission in the fall of next year, I'd love to connect with any of you guys, Canadian or American, but if you have connections to Hungary in particular, and then it'll be the rest of the EU, because many other companies have lined up and saw what HABA's doing in North America, and they've done it very successfully in the UK. In fact, HABA did about $18 billion last year with HABA and the UK, and now they're looking to take this HABA to United States and Canada. So I'm looking for people that have done business specifically in Hungary, or looking to look at Hungary as maybe a potential stepping off point to EU.
Okay, very good. I can help. We hosted the Hungarian ambassador a few years ago, and we
Awesome.
developed a lot of relationships from that. There's one guy in particular I think that'll be very helpful for you. He's on the West Coast.
And Doug, do you have an office in Hungary?
We barely have an office anywhere, but in terms of virtual connections, yes. We do. So,
okay, very good.
And it largely was built through that fellow Attila is his name, which I always thought of Attila as Attila the Hun, which I guess must be related to Hungary. I don't remember exactly. Attila the Hun must be Hungarian, right?
Must be.
Yeah.
I'll go with that. I like it.
Okay.
Thanks,
Very
Doug.
good. Thank you for sharing. Let's go to Farzana. Farzana is also, she's a longtime collaborator and connector through Maimun, who I also see in the call today. And she recently actually joined officially. And so we put her now on a higher pedestal than ever. We've always respected her abilities in technology and in other areas. And Maimun, I see you're here in the call. Would you like to introduce Farzana? Hopefully she's available.
Yes, hi Doug. Hi, hello everyone. Good morning.
Hi, Farzana. You know this Maimun guy, don't you?
Yes, Maimun, please feel free.
Yeah. Maimun, did you want to say anything?
No, I'm actually here to support Tisha. Her full name is Farzana, our friend Tisha. Very old friend from university. She's done amazing things in the world of tech. Specifically, she's looking after one of the biggest tech companies in Bangladesh in terms of the departments of cybersecurity and cloud. So I know I'm not fully in tech per se, or I don't know as much as Tisha can tell you today. So I'd like to hand it over to her to explain all the amazing things that she can do.
Okay. Did I already make a mistake by calling you Farzana instead of Tisha?
No. It's okay. I mean, I have no, rigid, perception about calling with first name or last name, whichever people feel comfortable about. I'm very open to that.
Okay.
So thank you so much.
Tisha is your first name, though.
Tisha is my surname, but yeah, people love to call with surname over, Bangladesh. So it's pretty common that we are called by surnames.
Fantastic.
So yeah.
Well, who would you like to meet?
So basically my intention would be to meet with people to have potential partnerships. So a little bit of background about myself, as Maimun mentioned, that I'm working with the cloud, AI, and cybersecurity domain for last decade. And I have been working with the top tech companies in Bangladesh who have actually globally, presence through 7 countries. And recently we got an office registered in the United States, and our office is in Oklahoma. And currently we are looking for establishing good relationship with the SMB, startup, and enterprises in terms of having a partnership with which we can actually help them to have the digital transformation, by which I mean that a lot of pharmaceutical company that we have worked with, the top pharma companies like AbbVie, Galapagos, those companies we have been working for cloud migration, or the enterprise CMS like Adobe Experience Manager and stuff like that. So I'm actually potentially looking for companies to collab. Suppose for an example, startups. I have actually shared few names with Cesar over an email, so that I can potentially see whether we can partner up. And also looking for companies who have consultancy business. Suppose one of our partners from Norway, they have very strong consultancy business across Norway, and we have an exclusive partnership with them. They are called G-Tour. They're basically serving the Norwegian market for different IT and ITS solution focused way. So what they have physical office in Norway, and they have currently around 20 consultants and project managers with whom they're actually serving the telco, pharma, and fintech industry. And with them, the kind of partnership that we are having is we are having an Odyssey. We have two Odysseys. One is in Bangladesh and one is in Malaysia. And our headquarters is in the UAE right now. We have shifted for a better sort of image for that reason. And also our target is to build a strong market presence in the US recently. And I'm actually sort of responsible for US market and Europe market for cloud and AI and cybersecurity. So looking for people to collab and see potentially we can bring more win-win situation for both of the companies. So
Fantastic. Where are you based?
So currently I'm based in Bangladesh, but I would be traveling more often. Like next month I have visit for my Malaysian office, and then probably next week, February to April, I have potential visit to the United States as well. Yeah.
Okay. Emmy Hanato here in the call is probably somebody, if you haven't met her, would be a good person for the US market, and she'd have other ideas as well, if you're okay with that, Emmy.
Doug, can I just add to something?
Yes, Lulu, how are you? Good to see you.
Good to see you here. And I think for Zana, I know some super networkers work in tech and the fintech group. So if you can get in touch with me, I can connect you with
Would love to.
That group of people. Like there's one group in GCC countries, they have like 600 members. So yeah, it would be great.
Awesome. Yeah, looking forward.
Okay.
Sure.
Thank you. And thank you, Tisha. Thank you for great information. Put your information and I encourage all of you to put your information in the chat area, and also feel free to connect up with people in the chat as well. Jem, if you don't mind, could you set up a Global Chamber Phoenix as a co-host so that I can make some changes to names and things like that? I encourage you, all of you, to put in your first and last name, and it doesn't hurt to put your company name as well in terms of, thanks, Jim, so that everybody knows who you are more fully. I did a little bit of research on most of you, so I now at least know all of you. So that's good. You're all members of Global Chamber. One of our another new member this week is Frank Lieber, although we've known each other for quite a while through his Thunderbird connection. Frank, you are based in Switzerland, or no, you're based in Zurich, and you have moved from Frankfurt, which is closer to my original hometown. And so thank you for your leadership in all these years in global business. And now you have an AI angle to what you're doing. So who would you like to meet? And please give us a little bit more information.
Yeah, thank you, Doug. Yeah, you're absolutely right. We've been knowing each other, I think, like for over 10 years now. I presented before around aerospace because I'm actually an aerospace guy. So I was 10 years in aerospace, and but I've had various stages here in Frankfurt, and I'm moving on to a new business co-founder, CEO of Evolve Leadership Dynamics, based out of Zurich in Switzerland. So I'm in transition. We officially start on November 1st, so we're not officially running yet, and we need to transition to Zurich. So a little stressful now, right now, but we're going to get it done. The gist of the program, what we're doing is I actually got inspired by one of the executive courses at MIT, where they talked about, at C-level, what's going on with AI at a C-level. And one area where the companies are struggling right now is basically the soft side, the soft skill side. How do we handle the transition, the digital transformation, And I'm actually taking a course at Stanford right now as well, who are launching the leadership side. You know, what do the leaders have to do in these times? And there's a lot of uncertainty, and we're tackling it with our company. So my wife and I, we're starting this. We're only working with freelancers. So we're working with coaches, with facilitators, with moderators. And right now we're taking a look at various countries, but we're starting with Switzerland and Germany. We're reaching out to the United States, but we already have countries reaching out to us, which is Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Singapore, and Denmark. And so it's going very quickly right now. And it just stresses the point that we need to focus on this leadership development aspect, to train the people on how to go through this digital transformation. That's what we do. Who are we looking for? We are looking for a C-level. We're looking for CAIOs. I don't know if you've heard of that term before. It's the Chief Artificial Intelligence Officer. It's basically a new role that's popping up left and right. And also HR, talent managers, organization development, change leaders. So these are the people that we're looking for. We're also getting requests from CTOs at this point in time. So the AI, the technical people are also interested to meet and see what we can do and get everybody on board and see what we can do from a soft skill side. And just to make it a little clearer, soft skills meaning the ethics, right? The decision making, which is really data focused now on AI. Negotiation is a big part of it. So these are a lot of the soft skills which are becoming stronger in these times now. So that's what we're focusing on. Yeah, and we're looking.
That's great information.
Yeah,
and are there particular regions of the world where you're going to be focusing?
Yeah, it's going very quick right now. So we're in Switzerland and Germany right now, but from the US side, we're having discussions as well. So we need to figure out how we're going to support it all, obviously. These are the three regions at this point in time. Yeah.
Sounds good. Thank you for sharing. As you describe that person and the leadership qualities of that person, one of the people that I was thinking of was Rutherford Pascal, and he happens to be here in this call.
Okay, great. Yeah.
Rutherford has a long history in big pharma and working at an enterprise level, and now he's helping leaders get to the next level, and he's on our Global Chamber Phoenix Advisory Board. Rutherford, do you have a moment to share who you would like to meet?
Yeah, it's funny because you said that. I sent Frank a message in the email, so in the chat. So I sent him a message. I definitely want to connect with Frank. So yeah, so my company is Glass Walls Leadership. As Doug said, I help good leaders become great and great leaders become better. I focus my focus when I speak is on people development, culture, retention, and diversity, but can talk about many other things. I worked for 30 years and with 3 Fortune 100 companies, growing hundreds of leaders within the organization. So have a passion for love seeing people grow and do great things, even better things than they think about, which is what normally happens. People don't realize how great they are and the impact they make on others. So that's what I help people do. And I try, hopefully I always talk about doing it the right way, because there is a right way to lead, or a better way to lead. We talk about that. So that's what I do. And the thing from Doug, to answer your question about what am I looking for, I'm looking for either people with event planners or meeting planners within your organizations that are putting on meetings that they need a speaker to talk about retention, diversity, people development, culture, anything like that. That's what I'm looking for. Thanks, Doug, for the opportunity.
Thank you. I knew Rutherford was really good right from the moment I met him. Then it was reinforced when he filled in for me in a presentation and I got to see the video. And I said to myself, wow, I should have done it that way if I was there. You're extraordinary. And it made it more challenging. Typical, right? Is like I had talked to him about what was necessary. And then as soon as before he started talking, he was told by the organizers, oh, here's what you need to do. And it was completely different from what I had told Robert. So he was, I'm sure all of you have had that chance, right? It's like I've prepared all this stuff, and then right at the last minute, you're told do this. And so you were brilliant. Thank you. Thank you for all that you do. Appreciate it very much. And so he's definitely somebody that you should know and be connected to. Lulu, you earlier introduced yourself. Please tell us a little bit more. You're based in London and you are an intercultural expert, and your interactions with the Middle East in particular have been very impressed with, and around the world. Who would you like to meet? How can we help?
Thank you, Doug. It was nice to meet you with new people and yourself as well. Yes, I work in the intercultural intelligence to really help companies, individuals to understand what it means to work cross-culturally with a global presence, or managers or C-level leaders like many of you are working with, to understand how to manage multicultural teams. I mean, the thing you don't teach in any MBA courses. So yeah, like Doug alluded to, I am actually at the moment have connections with GCC countries, and also working on an initiative with Shazian. Actually, she did an African session previously, I think last week. Yes, to really help people from African countries working how they can work better with European and American cultures and companies, and vice versa. So yeah, I would love to meet with people who are finding it hard to both trade, doing business between countries because of cultural blockage, or let's say if you are struggling to manage multicultural teams or cross-country projects. So I can support you on that.
Are there particular countries and cultures that you're most comfortable with?
Most comfortable with actually is I have a lot of experience, interestingly, working with African countries. So I know them quite well, African culture, how they can work better with Europe or US culture. And obviously I'm Chinese, so Asian culture as well. Yeah, Asian countries.
Fantastic. I'm sure you probably know Nihi Sanusi, who's our Global Chamber Lagos Advisory Board Chair. He knows everybody in Africa, as far as I know, and he's certainly someone we know and trust.
Yes.
Could we shift over to him? And Nihi, could you just say hi to everybody? And is there anything that we can do to help you?
Thank you, Doug. Great to be here. Yes, I've connected with Lulu before, but I don't think we've discussed extensively. Anything with regards to Africa, I'll be happy to support and I'll help in any way that I can. But yes, that by extension means that anyone who has interest in the continent of Africa, in legal, technology, commercial interest, I'll be happy to help in any way. So that's just it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. One of the people here in the room has had experience in Africa, although he's based in the US and he loves Luxembourg because he's a dual citizen. Dave Binsfeld, long time member. And I think through another meeting, we were reminiscing that one of the very first League of Extraordinaries was held at the Arizona Country Club in person, thanks to the membership there by Dave. So Dave, thank you for being a member for, even before Global Chamber was a Global Chamber. You were a member of the previous organization that was Arizona focused. You just came back from Italy, we learned at the beginning of this conversation. You are an international and just generally an insurance expert. Recently, your firm was purchased by Gallagher, and so now your membership is under Gallagher. Who would you like to meet, and how can we help?
Perfect. Yeah, I've got a project that I'm an investor in, and we have a new technology and are going to manufacture 25,000 homes in the Côte d'Ivoire, Ivory Coast, and then hopefully expand across Africa from there, or around the world, really. And then I'm of course handling the risk management and insurance, and we start dealing with political risk insurance and international credit insurance, and all kinds of interesting topics that come up. But I love working with startups as well. Well, this is a startup, and so I've courting a Luxembourg company that's looking to do clinical trials for a medical device in the United States. Pharma, technology, anyone who's either in the US looking to go overseas and doesn't know how to, need some advice on how to manage risk globally, or somebody who's overseas coming to the United States and needs to understand how our insurance system works in the United States. I can help guide, educate, and of course, place insurance if that's what they need, or other risk management techniques as well. So that's me, I think.
I think one of the ones, and I think you ended up giving him insurance, was the fellow who does origami ramen. It's a crazy Japanese guy, and I say crazy in an affectionate way, who during COVID moved from LA to Phoenix and started a Japanese restaurant, which seemed like a crazy idea, but Dave and I chatted with him at the time. He's become very successful, Osaka style Japanese, and I think the best ramen I've still had in Phoenix, at Origami Ramen in Awatuki. So I don't know if you've been back there recently, but he's awesome, and he's a Facebook fanatic. If you search for Origami Ramen in Facebook, almost every day you'll see something else that he's brewing up with an Osaka bent to it. So he's pretty amazing. So
yeah, he's opened his second location.
Where's the second one?
Up on Bell.
Okay, north of town. Okay, got it. Well, thank you, Dave. Thanks for everything that you do. Let's now continue to move around the room. And Dr. Christina Wachter has an affiliation with one of my college graduations. She's also an expert on international culture and also international business. I know I owe your team something from a connection to one of our recent speakers in the semiconductor area. And so I'm looking forward to getting his approval on all of that. Thank you for all that you do, including the work that you do with the University of Utah. Christina, who would you like to meet, and how can we help?
Oh, thanks, Doug. It's good to see everyone. Good to see my friends that I've got to know so well here. I'm as you said, I'm international cross-cultural communication strategist, and I'm looking for people who need workshop development or personal coaching to go with my culture spin method. It's an educational platform that can be done in person. I can do it, of course, virtually. And I was wishing that I could have said, way to go, University of Utah, but ASU beat them.
Yeah.
Back in football. It was like 2 weeks ago. I had mine all prepared to say go Utes, but still, hey, we have an 18-year-old quarterback. But at any rate, that was a little off topic there. I have educational strategies for all levels of employment, and I've actually started with someone that I met recently in terms of cross-cultural domestic communication conflicts. So I'm working with someone who is located in Portland and is dealing with some workers in construction that have moved there from Florida. So I now do domestic cross-culture communication things as well. And I do have a class on London Intercultural Center's platform, thanks to Lulu. And it's just wonderful to be part of this group. Thank you.
The University of Utah has the #1 women's sports program, attracting the #1 highest number of attendees per event than any other U.S. sport, maybe in the world as well. Does anybody have any idea? Christina knows. Any know what that sport is?
Any other guesses? Gymnastics, of course.
The women's gymnastics team at the University of Utah is world class. It's amazing, and
They're incredible to watch.
it's an inspiration. And I actually, as a University of Utah alum, I hosted the women's gymnastics team in Arizona to like meet the community, the alumni, and just meeting the women there. All of them were so personally amazing. It was really inspiring.
Amazing.
How they view life, how they view leadership, how they view their time being excellent, and then recognizing that they're going to have some other career afterwards. And they all were very, very focused. It was really amazing. So, I wish everybody in the world was like that. But the global tribe is largely that. Thank you, Christina. Thank you for sharing. We'll be in touch on that opportunity. I see Tamer has his hand raised. Tamer, would you like to introduce yourself and also tell us more about who you would like to meet?
Well, first of all, I wanted to show this. This is Christina's book, and she sent it to me, so I wanted to say thank you in front of everyone.
Culture spin.
Very nice reading. And she has the book on her background over there. So anyway, thank you, Christina, for that.
Have you read it yet?
I'm half of it. It's really not too difficult to read, but I've just been lazy. Sorry. So I'm in the middle of it, and it's really really interesting.
Fantastic.
So
well, you're an expert on international business, so that should be valuable for you as well. Who would you like to meet?
Well, let me present myself very quick. Again, my name is Tamer Flores. My company is Glow, as you can see there. My philosophy is better, simple, different. I'm a person that is always trying to make things better, even like how to put the dishes in the dishwasher in a better way. And I achieve this, making things better for my clients. I achieve this by making them simple and easy to use through innovative, different solutions. So I guide companies through their international expansion as a global growth officer, and I basically handle the whole orchestra for them, and until they are up and running in a different country. So I help them with everything that they need to do until their company is already working and operating in a different country. So currently, I'm focusing on Latin America. Can you believe that? So I'm from Latin America, I'm from Peru. And after a while, recently I have decided to focus on Latin America because that's my main territory. And I also speak Italian. So, and if you want to go to Spain and Italy, that's also one of my most important markets. And I'm looking to meet with companies that are starting or that they want to improve their journey into international expansion into Latin America and Spain, Italy. So sometimes companies like exporting that are exporting right now and they are doing good and they are thinking, hey, maybe we can establish ourselves now in another country because our export is doing good. Those are also targets because they can use my help to, after they have been exporting successfully, they can use my help to establish themselves in a different country. So that's what I'm looking for.
Fantastic. I'd like to circle back with you. We do an event called Export League where we help, first we identify exporters within a region, and then we kind of corral them and then ultimately support them and give them connections. And I'd like to dial you into at least one of those that's coming up. It may not necessarily be in Florida, but it could be likely somewhere else. The next ones are in Phoenix and LA. And so would love to get you connected there. I'll circle back.
Please, thank you.
Is your accent more Italian or Peruvian? Because I feel like I hear Italian in your voice, but I could be wrong.
it might be. It's more Peruvian, but when I go back to Peru, they tell me that it's more neutral.
It's more.
So it might be because of the English and the Italian, but
Okay.
of course, yeah, it's more Peruvian, but I guess so.
It makes a lot of sense for you because of your background there to connect there. So definitely
Yeah.
connect up with Tamer. He's done some great programs at Global Chamber, and then there's another one coming up as well. I know that we're putting on the calendar to help
Yes.
exporters. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We'll continue to go around, and Philip Auerbach is another key component of that internationalization around the translation and localization of businesses as they grow globally. Philip, you're an expert for many years with offices mainly in Philadelphia and in the Bay Area and Alameda, but working globally. Who would you like to meet? How can we help?
Well, thank you. Thank you, Doug. So yes, as Doug is saying, my 30-year-old company uses language to connect cultures and unlock business opportunities worldwide. And so basically we translate with master's level professionals any business or technical file into 120 languages. I emphasize master's level professionals because AI alone, as most people know, make mistakes. So if you need perfection, then please come to us. So what I'd specifically am looking for are people who have either training courses or online courses that need to reach a global audience. And those can be, obviously many parts to them, many kinds of courses and many hours and videos and audios and workbooks and that sort of thing. We do all of it with dubbing, subtitling, anything you've got, again, into 120 languages.
Amazing. Where are you today? Are you on the East Coast or West?
I was in California about a month ago, and I'm back in Philadelphia now.
Okay.
We also have offices in Europe and Brazil.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's great. Congratulations on that. And the precision and the standardization across different platforms that Philip does is really extraordinary. So definitely have him on your speed dial. Thank you for sharing today. We've got about 10 minutes to go. We might go a little bit over. We try to finish up in 60 minutes, and let's see what we can do. I'd like to next go to Pankaj Pramanik of US Pioneer Global. And Pankaj, you've been traveling. I know you're very well connected in the semiconductor industry and the high-tech fields. You do big deals. And so anybody that's looking to do a big deal, Pankaj can help with. Is there anything that any particular people you'd like to meet today, Pankaj?
Yes, thank you, Doug. We are more than 3 years now. Can you hear me?
We can. And by the way, thank you for renewing your membership this week. I forgot to mention.
Yes, and also
You're amazing.
probably, virtually we are working more than 3 years. Hopefully February 19th, we'll meet you as well as for all the gang, because virtual doesn't help. By the way, we are a global VC fund manager working with NVIDIA as well as other companies. So we are helping only FDI, foreign direct investment. If anyone is looking for funding, please reach out to us or reach out to Caesar. He can introduce us. Yes, we are working with $1 trillion investor. I'm a US citizen. My company is in US. We are following US underwritings. So we are only FDI, helping FDI, Mexico, US, around the world. And thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it. And please leave your information in the chat area. Let's continue to go around the room. Another new member of Global Chamber this week is Arnie Bialis, based, I believe, in Frankfurt, but I know you came in and Yuka Nakasone. So we're looking to understand more about your work in digitalizing the world. Who would you like to meet and how can we help? Thank you, Arnie, for joining.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Yeah, I'm originally from Frankfurt, but I live in Malaga, Spain. So I also noticed when I met Yuka that I was the first member or from the Chamber of Malaga or really close to be, I don't know, but it was really funny. I represent two businesses. I'm originally an SAP logistic consultant and project manager. So I have a lot of experience in that. And based on that knowledge, we decided to found a startup, which is called Eduria, Education and Career Combined as Eduria. And what we are doing is we are providing online courses, but not online courses as you maybe used to know. We have a video really boring, telling you over 30 minutes or longer the content. Now it's breaking down and using the micro-learning methodology where you really have then quizzes, text, audio, video, and really interactive designed. Yeah, because we as professionals, we attended a lot of trainings. We were sitting there 3 days, blocking our time, 8 hours, and you couldn't recognize and remember what you have done the day, and when you needed to use it, you couldn't bring it up, and this we wanted to break. So that is why Eduware was founded, and we have 11 courses in the areas project management, digital transformation specialist, business analysis, agile leadership, Scrum, and all these topics where we were thinking the people need a lot of guidance over the time, but also have the chance to learn when they want, wherever they want, and they can learn online and offline because we have also an app where you can download it so you can fly and you have everything available. What we are looking for, or I'm looking for, is exchange in general, learn a lot from more experienced people. And I'm also more looking for like a mentorship where maybe can exchange because we are really, really young. We are now a little bit more than a month old as a startup. You know, we have the website set up, we have the course set up. Now begins the complete journey of, we are in the valley of unknown, you know, and there we need to overcome some obstacles. But yeah, I would love to meet people to exchange and gain more experience or help also from my logistic knowledge to some people. Yeah, that is why I'm here. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate you sharing all of that. It's great to meet you. And sorry, your LinkedIn profile still says Frankfurt, so you might want to update that.
I forgot that to update. Yeah, thank you.
Depending on how you want to structure that. And, you know, if you heard earlier, Frank Lieber had spent quite a bit of time in Frankfurt as well. And so probably somebody, given some of the alignment between the businesses that you have, could be a good connection for you for sure.
Yeah, thank you.
Let's see. I'm looking at the people left. A couple people dropped out, and so I think the only person left who hasn't spoken, Maimun, I know you spoke earlier. Is there anything else that you wanted to share? I mean, it's late there in Dhaka. Is there anything else that you wanted to share, or anything else that we can do to help? You were speaking earlier when Tisha was speaking.
Sure. I'd like to speak about something that I do as well.
Sure.
My company, it's called MCFG, Momentum Consultancy and Facilitation Group. So what we do is as the name suggests, we facilitate businesses, and we work on 3 main verticals. So what we've been working like for the last 40 years, that's been on export and import indenting, specifically in seafood, leather and leather goods, and RMG, ready-made garments. We recently ventured into L&D, and we have an amazing program called I'm Talented, and this is for people specifically within MTOs of organizations, so they can understand where their talent actually goes to. And this is also ideal for high school students as well, and first year or second year university students. One more new vertical that we've gone into is tech. And what we do is we help early stage startups build their MVP, which is the minimum viable product. So I know sometimes for companies of sizes of 1 to 5 or 20 to 50, it's hard for them to get the right team and get the traction. And we can help them with team building support as well as building the tech stack. So if you know anyone in developed markets like the US, Canada, or Europe who would be needing these kind of services, we're happy to help.
Amazing. Congratulations. Thank you for sharing all of that. There's one other person that I see here, and Trevor Baker. Are you a member in one of our member companies? I haven't been able to find you in the system. Are you there?
I am here, Doug. I am here on the stead of my CEO, Anthony Piccolo, who is a member. So I snuck in.
Okay. We don't have you in our database, so I need to get your email. Do you mind? Now that I know what company, I think I can find you in LinkedIn. But if we could get your email address, that would be awesome.
Yeah, I'll put that in.
You guys do amazing work. We learned from Anthony what you do. Could you share a little bit more about who you target and a little bit more, and then we'll probably wrap up after that.
Yeah, that's fine. We mainly target, businesses. I'm not going to try to be too broad in that, but we specialize in digitizing operational systems. So we have a web application, digital suite of tools that surrounds your business philosophy. We don't necessarily push a certain philosophy on business owners. We kind of do an assessment of what your operations look like, and then offer digital solutions to surround that. So basically, we coalesce project management of all different departments that can filter up into a meeting management platform that allows all the cards to be on the table. It allows meeting time, when you actually have that physical time together, to be way more productive because everybody's on the same page, and we get actionable outcomes out of those meetings. So it goes way beyond just the actual business side. So it can filter into sales. You can use our meeting platforms for sales calls. It allows all the information that you need to be available for the finance side of your department. So everything's not siloed anymore. It's actually all accessible for leadership within your business.
Fantastic. Congratulations. And the platform is amazing in terms of handling meetings, handling interactions and connections, and building on that. So I highly recommend you learn more about it. Have you put the information in the chat area, the website?
Yeah, earlier in the presentation, I put our website and my LinkedIn, but I just now dropped my email address in there as well.
Okay. I still can't find you in LinkedIn, but I'm going to continue to look. I'm sure you're probably connected to the company, so I just haven't been able to figure out exactly. There's a lot of Trevor Bakers. There's only one Doug Brunke, by the way, in the world, and thank God for the world that there's only one. Could be trouble otherwise. Thank you, everybody, for joining today. Is there anybody that we missed?
Hey, Doug, Cesar here. Did we hear from Jim? From Jim Cook?
Oh my God, did I miss Jim? I missed him. Yeah, sorry, Jim.
I'm used to that. Thanks.
I had you down here. I've got you on my list, and I didn't cross you off. So, you're still alive and active. And thank you so much.
I'll pick everybody up next time.
Thanks all for what you do. Could you, you've been targeting companies in entrepreneurial companies like future unicorns in South Korea and Thailand, and you've kind of focused in on those areas. Are those still a focus area for you?
We've broadened out a little bit. There's some political situations in both countries that have kind of bottlenecked quite a bit. So we specialize in first to markets and what we call groundbreakers in certain market silos. We do startups and pivots to get them to the point of investments.
And you love speaking with entrepreneurs in general to kind of keep them focused and on track, and you've got a skill set around that. So if any of you are working with an entrepreneur with a great idea, but they're sometimes their own worst enemy, Jim can help. Thanks, Jim. I know you're going through a lot right now with the business and otherwise, and appreciate you taking the time today.
And good morning and good evening to everybody on the panel.
Thank you. And thank you, everybody. This is our last conversation for Friday, I believe, our last event. Next week, very busy. A lot of things going on. Cesar, we'd love to give you the last word. Anything we should keep our eyes open for?
Are you saying that we have a meeting next Friday?
I I don't know, but we have a lot of meetings next week. And one of them that you might be interested in, Josie, is the Global Women Online Networking. It's on Wednesday. It's a monthly event. It's on the final Wednesday, and that is the final Wednesday. So that would be one of them. Cesar, is there anything else that Josie or others should be thinking about?
Yeah, sure. As a summary, just next week we have the India Cross Metro Meetup that happens monthly. So anyone interested in the Indian market, that's on Tuesday. The Accra monthly meetup with Africa is on Tuesday as well, and the Spanish call that I manage. So anyone interested into practicing the Spanish or connecting to the region, feel free to join. And the Women Networking on Wednesday, and we have a special event on China opportunities as well on Wednesday. And so yeah, pretty busy in particular Thursday and Wednesday. I'm gonna put the link of our calendar here in the chat so you can go in there and take a deeper look.
The fellow who's speaking on China, Arnold Ma, is amazing. He gave last year about this time a similar presentation of the market opportunities in China. He's a retail e-commerce expert. He's off the charts. He's one of the world's best experts on the China market. So if you have any interest in that, definitely check out Arnold. He's a superstar person just generally, very high powered. I think he has 60,000 connections in LinkedIn, or it's some ungodly number. He's a global icon, and so I'm sure the conversation again will be fascinating. Thanks everybody for joining. If you ever have any questions or have any needs, just reach out to any of us. You can contact me at doug@globalchamber.org. You can contact Cesar at Cesar@. Jem Escultura is part of our team now, and she's here. She's managing all of our events and marketing. So you'll see her. Jemima is her name will show up in LinkedIn. Jemima, Jemima. Jem, are you there? Could you just say hi? Or did I surprise you too much?
Yeah. Hi everyone, I'm Jemima, the marketing manager for Global Chamber. So if you have any upcoming events you plan to do with us, feel free to send me an email. So I'll also leave my email in the chat box. Yeah, feel free to reach out, and nice meeting you guys.
Thanks, Jem. She's been doing some great work. She's based in Singapore. And so thanks everybody for joining today. Have a great Friday and weekend. See you on the other side.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Jem. Appreciate it. Great job.